Mind Flayers. They're some of the best monsters in D&D, but you have to get to such a high level to even interact with them. Each Mind Flayer has a CR of 7, and a hive is supposed to have like 12 of them, plus a CR 14 Elder Brain. Well, you're in luck, because I've got a dungeon that will let you bring the Mind Flayer experience to your low-level adventure. Yes, this is an actual Mind Flayer hive that even a level 1 party could clear, although that'd be pretty brutal. Level 2 would be more fair to the players. It all starts in a gnome village where the players have been called to investigate a contaminated water supply, but that mission has been put on hold for a more pressing matter. One gnome knocked out the town guard and dragged their own spouse into the nearby caves. The mayor wants the players to investigate. After following the trail for a while, they encounter a Grimlock guarding the way. If it becomes aware of the players, it will make noise and alert 3 more Grimlocks in nearby tunnels, which take 2 rounds to arrive. After overcoming the Grimlocks, the caves ahead become less jagged, turning into smooth, weirdly uniformed tunnels. These tunnels diverge into 2 paths. To the left, the players find a destroyed laboratory with broken glass everywhere and 10 cranium rats. The other path has a strange well with some Qualith writing on it. The well is divided into 3 sections, each containing a green goo which will rise up to reveal themselves as Oblex spawn. If you haven't figured it out yet, all of the challenges so far are weak minions created by Mind Flayers. Grimlocks are humans that mutated from worshipping Mind Flayers and living in the Underdark. Oblex spawn are the infant form of the Flayers' ooze assassins. Turning rats into cranium rats makes useful spies or guards in the form of a cranium rat swarm. But don't worry, this dungeon isn't just the minions. Where the 2 paths meet up, the walls become riddled with twisted side passages, out of which emerge the thing that made this adventure possible, a gift from the rhyme of the Frost Maiden, gnome squidlings. Unique reactions occur when a Mind Flayer tadpole enters a gnome. Sometimes the process fails and produces a degenerate Flayer called a squidling, which are much easier for this low-level party than any other kind of true Mind Flayer. Note that squidlings are abysmally low in every stat. The only reason they have the CR they have is that should someone somehow fail enough saves that the squidling can devour brain, the target will almost certainly die. If you don't want the players to end this fight instantly, position things so that most of them are in the area of effect for the mind tickle from all 3 squidlings. When the players reach the final chamber, they find it littered with the dried, flaky corpses of gnome ceramorphs. At the center of the room is a brine pool holding a shriveled sphere that used to be an elder brain. The culprit stands before the pool, while their spouse floats in it. They turn to face the players and say, "This one wasn't strong enough. Perhaps you'll do." Their face splits open, and an intellect devourer leaps out and attacks. Even though the Devourer is a minion, I think it's a good low-level surrogate for an Elder Brain and an excellent boss for this dungeon. If the players ignored either of the diverging paths before, the creatures they didn't clear out will join the fight after 2 rounds. If you want to make things harder, you can throw in a Grimlock, or have the spouse already be transformed into a squidling. If the players win, they can figure out that whatever contaminated the gnome's water supply also poisoned the Mind Flayer colony. The Devourer was trying to bring it back from the brink, but its attempts only resulted in squidlings. If the spouse is alive, the players can bring them back to be healed and cured of ceramorphosis. Now your Lobies have a Mind Flayer colony under their belt, and you can use the contaminated water as a plot hook for the next adventure.